Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramagurubhyo Srimadanandhatita Bhagavatpadacharya Namo Namaha Narayana Paripurna Gunarnavaya Visvodaya Stititolaya Niyati Prataya Jnana Prataya Vibhuda Sura Saukya Dukkha Satkaranaya Vidadaya Namo Namaste Yo Vipralimba Viparita Mati Prabhudan Vadan Rasa Kritavan Bhuvidattvavatam Sarvesvaro Harireti Pratipatakam Tam Anandatirthamunivaryam Namami Pujjaya Raghvendraya Satyadharmarataye Cha Pajatam Kalpavrakshaya Namatam Kamadhenave Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvina Vadidamastu Ma Vishvidavahai Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, friends. Again, our journey to Kathopanishad, and we are in the mantra number 13 and 14. We have seen, and of course, because we have also seen the earlier recap of the mantras, and because now we are in the process of getting the takeaway from the Upanishad. As we have been going to the takeaway from the Upanishad, and we have all seen, because what are all the basic, the component of the takeaways in terms of sadhana, as well as in terms of, because what the sadhana should have result in our mindset and action. That's what, we are taking. See, one of the things that is coming about, because in the earlier one, the one what we have seen, the last mantra and the mantra before last, was we need a guru. Without guru, we will not be able to know the true nature of the purpose of our creation and for what we have come, and then to realize the highest power who have brought us into this world for a purpose. And then, because by constantly reflecting ourselves and, because focusing our thought on that, we will know the real purpose of our being here. And then, finally, we are able to get through the real purpose. Once we understand that, because we are all then we will be able to know which are all the experiences that is very important for us to hold on. Because there are experiences right from the birth, we have been continuously been gaining all through. But does all the experience does have, because all the experiences are really required, because from where we have learned. But the accumulation of the experiences is not important. The accumulation of the wisdom out of that experience. We might have heard, because a lot of good things happening to us, a lot of, because uncomfortable things happening to us, a lot of, because we might have faced a lot of difficulties, in the course of our life, in various stages of our life. We would be remembering, because those bad happenings, bad days, as we think, because none of the days are bad. When they have brought you a sort of an instrument of wisdom, into when you brought a veneer of wisdom into you, it is never a bad thing. It has happened, it was bound to happen. There is no other way, but it would have happened. Whatever way, even if you have wished, how it has happened, how it doesn't have any answer at all. How and why it doesn't have any answer in what has happened in our life. It has all happened for a very good purpose. As long as you are able to realize, you are able to understand the purpose for which it has happened and what you have learned, then, because you will be able to catch the essence of the purpose of the life and you will be able to go forward. This is exactly, because there is no point in following why it is happening, how it is happening, because when it has happened, and you are also part of it. You are an instrument which have made it happen. But then, because why, I could have made it, in a differently and all, it is just no question of differently. It has to happen means there is no other way, but only that way only it would have happened. So therefore, we will have to understand whatever has happened in our life is rightly has happened and very sort of appropriately it has happened. It has been done, so beautifully, so that, because we are able to get through the process and flourish to our full potential. But till such time that understanding is not dawning on us, we will be wallowing, because it should not have happened, this and that and all, because there is no question for that. Because your conditions of the mind was there and your thought process was there, your mindset was there. But now, because that mindset has already gone, because you have evolved, you have seen much better. You also faced so much in life. Now, what at a stage, what you are in, all those things, will be chicken feed. You would have just dealt it like that. And at that point of time, it has appeared to be insurmountable. Now, with the experience and the wisdom what you have gained, and I think it is all yes, because well, This has happened to everyone. Why it? Because it is not. I am not alone. Because it has happened to everyone. Everyone has faced it differently. Everyone has solved differently. I have also done it. Because to my best of efforts and best of understanding. So therefore, because it's not something untoward that has happened. Because that time once you have taken that, then once you have accepted whatever has happened and what is going to be happening, because once you are trying to focus on your effort and our energy into what you are going to do and what you are enjoying to do, you are not going to do something perverse has been imposed upon you. Unless you impose yourself something which you don't enjoy, no one can help it. How it happens? It happens because of the self-doubt. And because you don't know whether you will be able to really do it because you have seen someone else has done it. But then without really knowing whether it is required for you, whether you need you have jumped into that. But once you understand what you want, what you are going to enjoy at that moment, what is possible for you at this stage of life, once you take it up, you will be enjoying as much as you will not be getting into the things which you are now it is not in your repertoire of your strength, nor in your repertoire of what you can enjoy and what you can enjoy for your own benefit naturally. Because once you enjoy it, it will overflow to others. The others will also get the benefit of it. As we have continuously been telling, it is the ripple effect. We are also getting the ripple effect of so many others' experiences, and we are also transmitting our ripple effect to so many other people. And because that is what we call the entire the vibration. The world itself is full of vibration. Why? Because someone who has been given in the authority and all, he is not thinking in the same way as anyone else would have thought. He is having his own direction and all, because that is what because he has been conditioned at that point of time. So then because we don't have to bother about because all those things, because then within our framework, within our circle, within our the possibilities of our own experience, what is most important to us, what is most because the appropriate is, and once we go about that, that is what the life will take it to us. So in the entire thing has been brought about repeatedly in this Upanishad. It has said, because you should be able to, you will not be able to realize the purpose, so that, you will be able to, someone will have to point out. That's why the importance of the Guru we have seen. Then it's in, because whatever has happened, because you have got all the five elements, you are also made of these five elements. And then, because you will have to live in harmony with all the five elements. That's what we saw last week, the Prakriti and Purusha. The Prakriti and Purusha, the Prakriti is all the realities of the world. What you have seen, all the flora, fauna, and all the beings, including us, we are all the product of Mula Prakriti. The Mula Prakriti has brought at the instance of the ultimate power, who has brought it, because finally, once we understand the Mula Prakriti, everyone, whatever you consider to be the gold diamond, because all the wealth and treasures, they are all given by Mula Prakriti. No one has created. No one has created the basic elements of the life. You've only made because you have made a combination of that and try to attribute a value by perception. And because that when the perception of the value is there, because suddenly because your share which is costing because till the other day about 5,000 rupees falls to 5 rupees just because the perception. It is sort of because we have created by us. It is not the nature. It's not an elemental. Because what is the possibility of the value that could be created by a value metrics attributed by us? Because that's how it comes. So that's why it is. But we are following in the created reality. So the nation was not created, and the provinces were not created, or the continents was not created when the whole cosmos and the universe has come into being. And finally they have all evolved, and in the continent the state of nations have been formed, because it's a concept of nations, and because the entire the cosmic wisdom, there is no concept of nation and all, the humanity, and because all the creations, that's all. It is on broad brush. We have brought the limitations in that, and we are trying to attribute because all the values and all, because it's my country, because it's my continent, and it is that because it is the value is because I have attributed a value and I hold on to that value. The value which comes down because which is I have created, then I myself become miserable. I have created that. Why I have created that? I have tried to create a value out of others' perception. I have tried to exploit the perceptions of others and attribute a value to what I have created. So that is what, because that is a very famous component. It is not a reality, it is a created reality. A nation is a created reality. Money is a created reality. Value proposition is a created reality. And we all go by that perception because that is what is going to be more valuable in the metrics of the world when you are living here. Till the other day, because, if you are having it in the Middle East, the assets and all, and the value is something different. But now, in the conflict, what is happening, the value has come down so much. Again, it's a perception. Because you attribute the conditionalities in which the value is being attributed. It's all we have created. We have created for a purpose of exploiting the perceptions of the others. As long as, because as the Immanuel Kant has said, once you consider the human being as or their perception as the means, then this will what will happen. But once you consider them, they are the end in itself. Final reality is the existence of all the human beings. Final reality is the existence of the happiness and goodness of and welfare of all the human beings. Once you take that, that is the final reality, because that is where where we are going to live in harmony. So the created reality, and because the reality, what we presume, we are seeing that, and what is the ultimate reality? That's what Upanishad brings up. So what we are trying to find out, what is the ultimate reality, which is not going to be perceptible, with this all this, the body, mind, and intellect. What we have, it will never allow you to perceive that ultimate reality. That's what the Upanishad takes you from the bottom of the rung, totally, it has brought up you to several layers to understand this. And the ultimate reality, you are seeking because you are an ultimate reality yourself. Till such time, because I am limiting myself, I'm not an ultimate reality. I am being, because what is perceived by others and what is the value proposition I have attributed based on those perceptions, the created reality. This is what I am. That is where, the process of suffering takes place. The process of happiness also, because the getting into in the stupor, and enjoying it to the bliss. You are overwhelmed, with the happiness, and that also happens, because it's a created reality. So that is why how, because how is that created reality and perceived reality and the ultimate reality, why we are taking? Unless we understand the concept, if we go on taking the world as a reality, what we have seen. Is the world same as 5 years before what we have seen? What we have perceived, what is the value attributed and all. Subsequently, we got a pandemic and the propositions change. Our own proposition of the reality change. Our own proposition of the value change. Our own proposition of the purpose change. And we said, because we will have to exist and we will have to coexist, and others will also should get the, because we are confined for almost 3 years. And once we have come out again, because we have, it is like a dog style. We have gone back, because we are trying to create them, because now, because nothing, now everything is being managed and all. How do you know that one more pandemic will not come? Because we are creating the conditions in such way, pandemic can come at its will and go. And it's not that you love to because you made everything perfect, because the world is a never perfect place, and it is we are not always perfect. The perfection is a journey which we are undertaking. The world is also undergoing that change. The world has never been perfect. We had a first world war, we had a second world war, we are on the threshold of something like a third world war. But because whether it will happen or not know. But we know, because the conflict and confusion that has taken place, till the other day, because your barrel of crude was somewhere in $65 to $70. Now it is $104. The value proposition. Then who is holding the oil? He gets, is going to be, because the sort of the one God for others, because to take care of that. Because therefore, the created reality always changes because, because our perceptions, our mindset, our actions, that changes. So what is the final, what is that, we will have to understand that. This will happen continuously. That is what last mantra we said, because when we have understood, we are all creations and we are also living in the other creations. We will have to live in harmony with them. And none of the creation, because we have not created, because any of the basic elements, we have not created the precious metals or base metals. We have not created the 5 elements. We are not created, because all the elements for destructive purposes, and uranium has been used, but uranium has been created for a purpose. And you are enriching it, and because then finally you are using it for a destructive purposes, and you can also use it for a productive purposes, because putting a power plant, the nuclear fission, the power plants are, they're trying to, they are trying to bring about, because in the tabletop type of power plants also, because using that purpose is there. But how that purpose is perceived and exploited is that the human perception. That's why human perception is not continuously anchored. That's why, because in couple of mantras before, it is not the yoga with the manyante, because Prabha apyayo, because it will come and go, because once you get into the highest form of wisdom, it will not stay, because it needs a moment of, the slipping down, and then to get into, because you may talk, all the high things, because I think, a leader who talked in a few months before, because we will not be going into another country, we will not be having war, because these are all the stupid things done by others. Now he himself has got is embroiled in that, and how it has happened, because it is exactly, you are not able to keep it up, and always, when you are dealing with the world and we're dealing in the reacting with the world, this is what is happening. So, in order to avoid that only, you always appreciate everything and try to be living in harmony, and you be continuously be, because heeding and watchful about even your own mindset, because you can be brought down, as Shankaracharya says, because we are all following on the skin of a banana, so we can always slip into a pit. We may think, we have evolved, we have come into that a small thing, that's why in the last mantra, when we have seen, when we, because in fact, the mantra which we are going to discuss in detail, because it is the 14th mantra, Yata sarve pramuchyante kama yo asya hriti stitaha. When you are able to give up the desires, when you are able to conquer over the desires, how will you be able to conquer over the desires? We have hundreds of desires. By wisdom, because over a period of time, we might have given up, so many things. We may not be holding on to a toy a child is holding on now, because we understand it doesn't have any meaning. But now, because I will be holding on, because I would like to have a Mercedes, because what I am having a small car, that only, possibly I will be having it now. So once you understand the purpose of that also goes up, because what is that, it will also have all the, because all the mechanical things or all the things, they are coming fraught with their own sort of problems, because they are not perfect, because even the Mercedes Benz, someone finds it, it also got, the fire emanates from Mercedes Benz, because there was some problem in the mechanism, because after all, they are all we created ones. But we hold on to the value because that is what, this other side. It's not that, what really means to you. After all, it is sort of a bundle of steel, electronics, and the material, because everything plastics are made of that only. And all other cars are made, but only it has got a brand name and form. So you are getting into that. So that is why, because once you understand that, because once you leave, once you understand that, that okay, I don't bother, because okay, I will have to go by. If I get a metro, because I can travel without any hassle, that is good for me. Mobility is more important. The purpose, you come to that. So once you go on eliminating neti, that is what the philosophy says. This is not the reality. This is not the reality. This is not the reality. You go on, because eliminating one after the other, because finally you come to the ultimate reality. You find your own existence, your own, because interaction, because your own, because what you are enjoying, because every moment of it mindfully, giving full attention to that, in harmony with everything, because that is the final. Once you, that is what will come. But we are in the process of going into that. We have not got into that. Because once you got into that, because there is still higher, because still you will have some remnants of, because the desires will be always attached to them. Yatha sarve pramuchyante, because as long as sarve pramuchyante, when it goes off, because when there is a destruction of all desires, destruction in the sense goes off, because you don't find any meaning to that. Will I be holding for a small toy of a child, because it doesn't have any meaning to me. So will I be holding for, because some old, old computers, which is 10 years old and all, because now the new brands have come and the new architecture has come. I'll be go for qubit computers. I will not be going for 32-bit or 64-bit computers, because I am looking for AI interactive. Interactive, whatever it is, it is only going to give, whatever that information it has been fed into, and it has got access to that. It need not necessarily be perfect. It can also mislead you. That is what, people are wondering why AI is being considered. It can give you a lot of misleading information because that is what is available, because the perfected information is still not available. And you can't depend upon the if you I think, if you do not want to use your own body, mind, and intellect to identify what is right for you, you want someone else to do it, they will do the way they can. That's what is happening. If you are going to listen to a wise guru, because he will take you out of the misery and take you to the right path. That's why we said in our two mantras earlier, none else other than the guru who can guide you. Otherwise, you will not be able to know the invisible power, because which we say, because whether you want to call it nirguna, nirakara, or saguna, I think, ananta kalyana guna paripurna, what they say, either way, you will not be able to realize, because it is all only the imagination what you will be having. But to understand, because in the heart of it, because who is making me operate the way? Because way I am operating, can I be, because continuously be operating, because, because 3 years before I was okay, and suddenly, because when I went for a test, they said, look, you've got some blocks in your heart, you've got to be, because immediately the graft has to be done. Well, I think that is possible that okay, it may be happening, because why should I be? If it is happening, it's a part of the body, it's a mechanism, it happens, because I will have to take it, I can't take it, and how it can happen, I did everything right. How can I say that? Did I think everything right? I have gone with the flow. The flow, because I have been, because sometimes my own mind has misled me to take up certain things, which is not good for me, I have taken. Now I have understood, because I will be trying to ward off and try to change my lifestyle to suit the condition of my body, so that I can experience the world as I can, as best as possible till such time, because I can be around. That this is exactly, that has been brought about. Yata survey pramuchanti kamayose hitisita. That's what we said. Hundreds of desires, as we have eliminated and as we have grown in stage, in sort of a wisdom, and as we have also understood the life, and we have also are experiencing every day what is happening and all. Finally, three or four, because the important ones will be, which we think, even they are not required, but we think, it is important, those desires, because whatever it may be, you should have a good house, because you should have this, instead of that and all, because we think, we are putting, because the conditionalities. But even without anything, will I be able to go and live in Himalayas, because where nothing is bereft of everything and all? Do I have the wherewithal to do it? Because I will, how can I, at least, I will have a place to, I will buy a place and I will go and stay there. I should have a place for stay. But a lot of people are staying there. How they are doing? Because that is where they are the one, who has given up. They have conquered everything and all. I think there was one particular word, we have seen in Manduka Upanishad. I think some maybe clicking, in some of our mind. One word was the prapanchopa sama. Prapancham, what we call, why the world is called prapancha, because it's all in all languages. In Sanskrit, it is said, and in other languages, in Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, everywhere, prapancha. Prapancha is always expanding, like a horizon. Even lion is called prapancha, prapancha mukha, because it is just, because it's a whole, because it is when lion comes, you don't have to. Someone doesn't have to make an announcement. You will know that, and the way it comes with the gait and the majesty, it's, when it walks in with its face, wide open, and all, that is prapancha. So your desires, always, they are all getting across, like a prapancha. It goes everywhere. Prapanchopa samam, in the sense, once, because we are able to devolve everything, into you bring into a sort of a, like a tortoise, and, you bring down and, hold yourself. I think, yes, I had seen that and I have come back. That's all. I'm not going to be, allowing to be expanded into that. That is what Prapanchopa samam. In fact, this mantra is sort of exposition of that Prapanchopa samam in Manduka Upanishad, in this Upanishad, Kathopanishad. 2.3.15, that is what I consider it. Now, as I have seen, that is considered to be the immediate thing, because that helps us, identifying ourselves, who we are and the purpose for which we are there, and how am I to sort of transcend myself, and to transcend myself, what is that? Removing the limitations, cutting asunder. I have got the limitations. I have tied myself, and I am just cutting one after the other, and I am freeing myself. That is liberation. Not, someone is going to give you a phantasmagorical spectacle. You will be taken up, into the sky, and that's not. You are finding the liberation of yourself by yourself. That is what the Upanishad is about. This is what we are trying to do. So everything, tool is in my hand. I am the doer, and I will have to get it. That is what Upanishad. Boss, you have got everything. What are that you are searching for? Why are you sorry? And why are you so happy? Why are you getting happy? Because you got every tool to be happy and be wonderful in this world. Why are you making yourself miserable? Come out of that. That's what they have said. Yatha sarve pramunchante kamayo asya hriti sthitaha. See, we might have given up a lot of things, but still, we will be holding on, our own idiosyncrasies, the heart of hearts, the kernel of our hearts, some desires that hold on. Someday we can't say this. Maybe it is food related, or it is relationship related, or you will hold on to something. Because anyway, without that, I can give up everything. But some, these things are a must. Without that, how can I live? It is the basic necessities. That's what we'll say. That is because when everyone say you've got a place to live, and you've got a food to eat, and you've got water to drink, all these things, and then only the life is worth living. Because likewise, these are all the must. We say, but once we know, because wherever it is, whatever is available, I will be able to live. Once you take a sort of a resolution, and if you think you can go and live, and you can live anywhere. And it's not that, somewhere, whatever water available, you will be able to live with it. But once you put the conditionalities, you will not be, you will always be surrounded by that mindset. Even if something changes, you will not be able to be at home. When you are unable to not be at home, then you can't be happy. Why we call home? Once I come home, and I am so happy. But when the mindset and I am not at home, I can never be happy. This is what exactly, because they are some are, closer to our, we have hold on to our chest. Atha martyo amrto bhavat atyatra. See, from mortality to immortality, at the sense, because all the tying arounds, by my restricting myself instead of giving up the restriction, that is mrityu. Because in the sense, because I'm not, because heedlessness. I am only conditioned by that. Giving up the conditionalities, immortal, amrtyo. Martyo, amrtyo. That's what you have to can become an immortal by giving up all the restrictions you are holding on to yourself. And finally, you can, jolly well be into the sphere of happiness continuously in the splendor of happiness. You are supposed to be, it is your birthright, and you are here, you are meant for that. And the tool is with you, and you are the doer, you can get it done. And all the equipments are, you are fully equipped for that. Why are you not doing it? Because I am restricted. That's what we will have to say. Because that's what you remove your restriction. Atra Brahma Samasnute. Here, Atra Brahma Samasnute, where you are going to get it, right here, right now. You are not going to get the immortal happiness, you wait somewhere, to get into the another loka, right on this earth where you are sitting right now, and you are capable of getting it. This is the place you are there. So having done that, because how we have said, it's all okay. How is it that? See, this is again by coming to the basics. All we have got all five fingers, and this we have repeated earlier also. This is for the purpose of understanding. What happens? How all the five fingers, what do they do? We say, because we have got mudras, we have got, because a lot of mudras, the mudra meditation is also there. And mudras are also effective, because in controlling and focusing your mind onto that. Chin mudra, we call it, because this is the mudra, finally, all the great masters have done, because that is where they're. What is that, the meaning? Basically, we have got all the five fingers represent avidya. Avidya is the one we have not seen the reality, and we think, what is existing in this world at the moment, is the given thing, and we will have to go with this, fully with this, and live with this and comfortably. That is what, because I have been striving right from the beginning. I've been put into the school, I got education, I got a job, and finally I got a family and everything. And finally, what I do, and I have done only with this, I will have to live with this and get a good house. And in here, because if I add one more floor to that, or, because sell this house and go to a gated community so that, other safety is taken care of and all other things, I do it. That is, go on doing it and have a balance and all those things working on it. That's good, because you'll have to live with this. No one says, you should live in object poverty and be on the roadside. No one says. This is basically avidya. When I'm focusing only on this and karma. So what is that? Based on that, because when my desires are based on this avidya, how am I going to make a successful life in this world? So the karma comes. The desires, based on, I will have to do work for that, and I will have to do this, and I will have to take care of this, and all these things are. And I also put, because I want to put an elevated say my, because I don't want so many things. I only for a couple of crores in the bank balance. Little, I think, I am very, very sort of limited, in my desires. And this and that, and I do because that's what, you think, because otherwise, you should not be depending on that. Avidya, karma. And then based on that, whatever we do is karma. All the actions based on, because the perceptions creates the thought creates the desire creates the action, finally the action, karma. Avidya, karma, karma, all the three together, they all come to, because then what happens, because then see, I have to exist in this world, that's why I'm doing. I am, because whatever you call, I am the God and all. At the moment, I am a Jivatma. I will have to live. I am a Jivatma, in fact, because I have come here, though the soul is, the immortal and all, but I have got the body, and body, mind, and intellect. I have to experience this world. I have to live, because I am the Jiva. When avidya, kama, karma, and jiva, if all the four are together, and because when you are being blessed, how they say, they bless it, because let all of them be in sync. How can it be sync? It can be sync when you are harmonized yourself. This avidya, when you are living in this world, the way of the world in which you are living, the karma, the desires, which has come about, and the karma. The karma is, what is karma? Kurvate karmayat pritaye sajjanaha. When you are in harmony with all other things. So naturally, what it means, it presupposes that your desires will also be to be living in harmony with other things. Okay, now you will, whatever is required, you will try to do that, but you will be in harmony with this. When all the four, when someone blesses you, they bless in the sense, all the forces be together with you, so that, you create, you live in harmony with not only, with others and, family and with yourself. Your perception, your thought, your intention, your action, everything will be in line. Maybe sometimes it is good, sometimes it is not bad, but then you will sincerely be attempting. You will not be intending something and doing something. Then it would be because that is crookedness. The crookedness will come. And when you do that, because that is how you will be living in this world. And this is finally the Atman. Avidya, Kama, Karma, Jiva, and I think it is finally the Brahman. Paramatman. When you say Chinman, Jiva and Paramatman, when it is together, all the three are isolated. Once you have attained, because that finally, what is the ultimate reality, ultimate happiness when you are trying to find the Chin Mudra, when you are getting it, and the Jiva and the Paramatman, the self or the Atman, when they are together, when you are just being attracted towards that and your desire is totally onto that, this avidya, kama, karma, they get isolated. They don't have any, because you have overcome all these things to this. Your finest desire, to get the ultimate reality, the ultimate untying of your own restrictions, getting yourself liberated and, to be happy, because face anything that comes and face any circumstances, live anywhere, with whatever conditions that is there. Once you take that, is it that, because you are putting yourself into a risk? You are never at risk. Even when you don't know what you want, someone has guided all through you. He is with you. Why is he always with you? No, because you have not realized. कौन कहता है भगवान आते ही नहीं, अब मेरा जैसे बुलाते ही नहीं. How Mira said, because she gave up everything. Finally, she went, because this is what, the Jiva and the Atman, Paramatman, for her, the Kanaya was the soul, she get into that. Mirake Prabhu, when she said, that this is what finally it is. So once you get to that how it will come when you are able to give attach no meaning to that. Yes, because the sense, you take it as it comes, flows. You don't go unnecessarily afterwards. Yes, I have got that, and I'm living, and it's okay. I don't have to unnecessarily be working on that. I will be doing, and I will maintaining that. Because let me do the things, mindfully. Whatever comes, because will take care of me. This is a proven truth. Once you are giving the best in whatever you are doing, the best in what you need and what you deserve will come automatically to you, not what you want. Because what you want is not that what you need. So once you have understood this is it, this is what finally the mentioned. Atha matya amurto bhavat atra pramas samashnute. Here you are going to get yourself liberated. Once you are going to get liberated, you are going to untie yourself. Finally, because the highest desires, as Swami Vivekananda was asked, because can I talk to Bhavadharini and can she give me this? Can she talk to me as she has been talking to you, Paramahamsa? What he said? He just put his head into the Ganges water and he was just suffocated and he wanted to come out and have a sort of a breath of fresh air, because when he said, because you should have such a desire. How will you have the desire? When you have such a desire, all other desires would have gone. So all the avidya, kama, karma, would have gone. Then finally, you will be having the jivatma and the paramatma. Because when you are finally having that desires, automatically that is the chinmudra. Chinmudra, when they say finally, because after blessing, when they show the chinmudra, finally you work towards that. So that you get yourself liberated and you have got you have been endowed with the every skill, you have been endowed with all the tools, and you are capable of doing yourself. You have been given the wherewithal. Why not to do that? This is what in the final, you are getting it. Your birthright of it, you should get it. So nothing, because you don't have to think of, there is a swarga and where you are going to get things. You will have to do yoga. You do all those things. But finally, even after doing all those things, whether you are doing prayers, whether you are doing meditation, whether you are doing yoga, whether you are doing any other sadhana, whether you are doing art of living or inner engineering, or you are getting, because Sahaja Yoga and so many other yogas are there. And of course, because spiritual tablets, so many forms are there. Finally, what they culminate, when they finally culminate, this is it. This is the summum point. This is what finally the religions also say. All the religions finally they are bringing about into this. When because even the Abrahamic religions, when they finally what they say, he slept into Jesus. In the sense, finally this soul gets into the slept into Jesus in the sense he gets into that. Once finally, because when you are attaining that and all, because you are getting such a higher status, the divinity, you have become divinity, divine personified, and you get into, you are eligible to be with the divine power. That is what, because you don't become a god, because overnight and all, because once you get that, what happens? Once you realize, because all these desires, once you transcend all these desires, the finest desire comes. Let whatever is there, because let it be there as it goes about. Let me also do, let me give my best, whatever I am doing. That is the greatest prayer. Even if you are in the prayer room, you will spend 1 hour or two. But what you are doing in your daily life, because your duty towards your family, your duty towards your society, and your duty to yourself. To take care of yourself, take some time to reflect. It's not that always, because the TV will be there, mobile will be there, we will all be going by that. But finally, because whatever is there, you give your own time. When you are able to take away from all these things, then only you will be able to get to it. Your time is the most important time, the golden hour. It is the golden time, it is the golden hour. Not that, because when someone, finally, because in the golden hour, to treat this body, they take, that will take care of itself. And it has got, because everything has to go and has come, has gone to, has to go one day. But then finally, to get the liberation myself, to get the splendor of, the spectacular joy for which, I am, that's my birthright. So I will have to do it, everything myself. The tool is with myself. I am capable of doing this. This is what the Upanishad has said. Let's all do that. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विश्विदावहैः। Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Welcome, madam. I think hope you were able to.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I caught on a bit late, but I'm sorry. So, no, just one or two quick questions.
Yeah.
The beauty is, I'm the karma. I'm the doer in my